are you guys, and welcome back to Too Much Tech. And in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Razer Huntsman Tournament Edition, one of the newest keyboards available from Razer. Today I'm going to be giving you my full review on this keyboard and letting you know if I think that this one is worth the $130 price tag. And spoiler alert, it kind of is. I will say that Razer has really stepped up this year in terms of changing from a company that kind of just releases a product, they'll update it, and they'll kind of change what they want. But I feel like this year they have really been listening to gamers and seeing what the market trends are, analyzing their product line and changing it up based on what we want. So I think that they're finally at a point where they're realizing that, hey, they know that they're the gateway drug into like the mechanical keyboards and gaming mice and stuff like that, and you're a lot of people's first choice. But after that initial purchase, after you got your first gaming PC, your first mechanical keyboard, your first gaming mouse, how do you keep that community that you've built and now are starting to lose to some of the more premium or enthusiast grade? And I will have to give my hat off to Razer for this year really figuring out how to keep their current market. Before we go ahead with the rest of the review, of course, I know a lot of you guys are new. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel so that you guys don't miss any of our new uploads coming out. It only takes a second, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the full review. So the main focus of this video is just gonna be around things that are really more so concerned to the build quality of this keyboard, just because this is really a testament to how well Razer have been listening to us throughout this entire year and the shift in the PC gaming community. And if you don't know what that shift has been, I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, but everybody's getting a few things done to their keyboards right now. So custom keycaps are number one, faster switches are number two, and number three, detachable cables. Everybody is spending money on detachable cables. The reason why I chose to buy this keyboard is because I already had a really nice 60% keyboard. I already had a really nice full-size keyboard. I have the AM Pro 2 for my 60% and the Ducky 1-2 full-size for my 100%. But I wanted something a little bit different, obviously different color scheme, because those are both now white keyboards. This one is a black keyboard. So obviously anything you do to it, the colors of the keycaps and whatnot are really gonna pop. Let's talk about that real quick. You can finally change the keycaps on a Razer keyboard. So this year they've changed their switch type to Cherry MX compatible switches, so you can pull off your switches that are already on the Razer keyboard, even though they did update them to double shot PBT, and they are a lot higher quality than the previous Razer. I think they were ABS keycaps. They were not very good. You use them for maybe a week or so, and then you would start to notice the shine on the keycaps. Well, no longer. These Razer keycaps are a lot better. Now, are they as good as like keycaps from Matrix keyboards or something like that? No, but they are a huge improvement over what they used to be. And since these stems are now Cherry MX compatible, you can finally switch out a lot of your keys on your keyboard. Now, I say a lot on purpose just because I had this really weird issue where, like, after I removed the space bar and any other key that had a stabilizer, the middle would detach. You know, obviously you got your regular Cherry stem, but on the sides where normally there are clips for the stabilizers, they would come out and they're like removable and they were like stuck to the keys. I don't know if that's just me, but it happened on like literally all of my keys. My space bar, my shift button, my enter button, my backspace. It was really weird. I guess like if yours happens to be the same, maybe mine is just defective. Maybe they glued them together or something. I might swap it out and see if I get the same result from another one. But keep that in mind because I thought it was really strange. Other than the keys that aren't attached to stabilizers, I had no issues installing my own custom caps with those Cherry stems. You've got an aluminum top plate, which does create a little bit of a unique sound when you bottom out the keys, and also that is going to be depending on the kind of keycaps that you have on there. I did notice that the regular Razer keycaps sound a little bit more hollow. You switch them out to some higher quality, they do sound a lot better. So I do recommend it. And Razer even has their own line of custom keycaps that just came out around the same time of release as this new Huntsman Tournament Edition. I'll leave those linked below if you're interested in those, but they got different colors like green. I think they have a black one too, but obviously the keycaps that come out are already black. I can't recall all the colors exactly, but I'll throw them up on the screen right now so you can have a good look at the colors that they have available. They give you a nice braided USB-C cable in the box. It's also removable and it's not proprietary. So what that means is that if you want, you can use your own custom USB-C cable to connect your keyboard to your computer. You've got 3-step adjustable height. And then on the back of the keyboard, you do have some rubber feet that will keep your keyboard planted so it's not going to be sliding around on your desk. One cool thing about the back of the keyboard, it just says for gamers, by gamers, many times across the back of the keyboard. I think that's a nice little touch. Nice little accent piece where you have a mostly matte finish down there, but you got the glossy lettering and text, and I think it looks pretty slick. Of course, all your lighting stuff, you got Razer Chroma for that. Razer Chroma, honestly speaking, is not that bad. Maybe just a little intrusive because you first start up a PC and it comes up and blah, blah, blah. It's just a couple seconds. Don't really pay it much attention, but obviously Razer does have the best RGB effects that you can do on a keyboard or mouse or whatever. Just their customization is out of this world. So stop hating on Razer Synapse, is really not that bad. It's a 10 keyless keyboard and it doesn't really have a very large footprint because there's not a lot of bezel, I'll say, around the rest of the keyboard surrounding the keys. So I appreciate that. It's pretty slim. It's not the slimmest like maybe an M Pro 2, but it is pretty slim. Now, one thing that I do wish that more companies would start to do, if you want to keep the 10 keyless without going to like a 65% keyboard, kind of similar to like what Ducky or Massdrop did, maybe just go ahead and shrink the space between the number row, the F row, and those other keys above the arrow keys and just bring it a little bit closer together. That way your overall footprint is a little bit smaller and just the reachability of the F row is also easier. I think that we would really appreciate that, and maybe just slide the F row all together without the spacing. Bring some of those page up and page down keys and whatever else is over there a little bit closer and slide the number keys over just a little bit. I think that would make a lot of sense. And that way you can still have all the function of a 10 keyless keyboard just in a little bit smaller form factor. Overall, I give Razer an 8 out of 10 for the build quality of the keyboard because it's pretty dang good. Let's talk about the switches. So they're incredibly fast, 1mm actuation point, and you will actuate them by accident all the time at first. You've got to get used to it. You just have to learn to not rest your fingers heavily on top of the keyboard because you can very easily accidentally press them. Once you start gaming with it on a regular basis, kind of learning how the keyboard works, it does make it really easy to be able to use the keyboard. Is it going to make you a 10 times better gamer? No, but it does help a little bit. Is it really noticeable? A little bit, but it's nothing I would say would be life-changing, but it is cool just to use a little bit newer technology. What I do wish that they would have done is maybe had the ability to customize the actuation point. That way, if you can't for some reason get used to the super quick actuation, you can change the actuation point. Kind of similar to what Steelseries did with their Apex Pro line. I do like the switches a lot. They do change your gaming experience a little bit. Like I said, it's nothing life-changing, but it is an enjoyable experience and it's something a little bit different than more than likely what you're used to with anything that's Cherry MX or membrane or whatever. Other than those few things, there's nothing that's overly crazy about this keyboard, nothing breathtaking or anything like that. It's just you have a combination of a different switch type with that new red linear optical mechanical switch that performs. I'm glad it's no longer the purple that was super clicky on the old Huntsman. I did not love it. Like, it was just way too loud. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that these switches are necessarily quiet. They're just a little bit different and they are a ton less annoying. And you still get the same performance that you had with the original Huntsman that everybody liked how fast it was. At the $130 price tag, do I think that this keyboard is worth it? Absolutely. If you want a high-end keyboard that gives you everything that you need to get started gaming at the highest level with the absolute fastest actuation, then yeah, this is your best option. Is it your only option? Maybe there's a few other keyboards with some similar technology and optical switches, but this one is definitely gonna have the most features and the most customization when it comes to like your RGB lighting and macros and all that good stuff. If you want something bulletproof that's really good, that has solid build quality and is customizable, then I would definitely look no further than this one. If you have a little bit of a higher budget than $130, another good option would be the Steelseries Apex Pro Tkl, or if you need the full size version, version, you can get the full-size Apex Pro. But I would say a direct comparison to this obviously is going to be the Apex Pro Tkl, which I believe is about $30 to $40 more expensive. And I will say this, that keyboard does have better build quality. It does have different switch technology that has more or less the same idea, and it's a little bit more customizable. If you don't want to spring for the extra 40 or 30 bucks, whatever it is, I definitely say you wouldn't be unhappy that you bought this one. And I think that's really good because Razer, like I said, has really been killing it this year. And if you just need something to complete your full Razer setup, you already got a mouse and mouse pad and headset and whatever else, then look no further than this one too to round out your complete Razer setup. But all right, you guys, that is gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. We just hit 6,500 subscribers on YouTube. I think that's pretty incredible because we just hit 5,000 like last month and we're growing like crazy. This is insane. If you guys are interested in purchasing this keyboard, I will have it linked in the description below. And if you guys have any other questions concerning maybe this product or any other products that I reviewed in the past, or maybe even stuff that I'm reviewing upcoming, or you just want to see some sneak peeks, be sure to join our Discord. I answer a lot of questions in there, and you know, obviously we just hang out, chat, and talk about tech. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram to keep up with all the latest stuff from me as well. And of course, if you guys really want to support the channel and you haven't subscribed already, feel free to do so. It's free, doesn't cost you a thing, and obviously we're trying to grow as fast as possible, and we got some even greater content coming in 2020. This is going to be the last upload of 2019, so I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Of course, once again, drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new, and I will catch you guys in the next video.